So welcome everybody
Hi guys.
to another
Hi.
Straight to the Point part 3. Our subject is competing and completing,
That's
and we
right.
have the amazing JoJo and CeCe.
Yes.
My gosh,
There's none like it. None
they
like
are
it.
identical twins, so we're just gonna invite them to come in right now. Cool. Just
Is
checking
it?
that you guys are still here.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Awesome.
We
How you guys
good.
doing? You good?
We're good.
Hey.
Hi.
That's excellent. Hey.
Amazing.
Hey,
Excellent.
everybody.
Hi guys.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun.
This is a lot of fun. Okay, guys. So I have some questions for JoJo and CeCe. If you have any questions that you'd like us to ask them, please drop it in the question box at the bottom.
Yes.
But we're about to get started.
Yes, sir.
So, for those of you who don't know, if you're joining us for the first time, my name's Siobhan,
And I'm Ulrich.
and we are the Cokers.
Yes. And this is straight to the point, guys. This is straight to the point. And this is just a forum for basically for us to just talk about things concerning relationships.
Yeah.
And obviously you guys know that we talk a lot about, male-female relationships, but as you can see, we're starting to get into the siblings.
Yeah.
We're getting into the family. And we have, like we said before, we got JoJo and CeCe. They are identical twins, if you're not sure already. Yes, they are
Someone said
identical.
OMGC is doubles. Yes,
They
double,
are
double.
identical twins. And
He's my
tonight we're
double.
going to be See, it started already.
Ooh.
So tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about twinning, basically, just
Yes.
all things twinning, competing and completing with identical twins. Oh my gosh. So guys, so good to see you. It feels like ages.
Thank you
I
so much
know.
for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Glad to be here.
Cool,
Okay,
man.
cool. So we're going to kick off with the first question. Question number 1, please introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about you and what you do, like your Instagram handles, singing, everything, all of that stuff.
What do you guys do?
So I'm CeCe, and I'm JoJo. And so for me, I'm the funny twin, and basically, we sing. I do jewelry as well. I make jewelry out of wire. I have a page on Instagram, Wire Design by
Yes.
Plug. I kind of my career wise, I was an event manager for 28 years. So I initially started in banking, then left bank. I was in banking for 15 years, then left banking, went to event management for 28 years, and then I, believe it or not, I retired from event management a year and a half ago. Yeah, I did. And then I'm now a office manager for a lovely media company. So that's
Wow.
So
I see.
yeah, nobody's tried to stop working at our ages or anything by the length of time of services.
28.
I told you I'm the funny one. Anyway, so I've done 13 years of banking, normal UK banking, and then
Wait, hold on a second. So both of you did banking?
Yeah.
But not for the same company.
Not for the same company, though, right?
Yeah, well, we did. Same company.
What?
Yeah.
So you both worked there?
Not in the same location. Not in the same location, and we did
but the same company.
different things. So I worked on the front line. She worked in the back line.
Okay, cool.
And then I went to international banking just to sort of bump up my wages and all that sort of thing. I didn't like it. It was really not a good place for me to go. So I left that, went to temping, and then I found a job in the oil and energy industry, and I've been there now. It's going to be 20 years next month. I told you, don't try to work out.
You guys are doing some hard plugging. One. Wow.
Yeah. So that's kind of like what my career is. I do also a little bit of blogging, but you probably speak about that a little bit later, and bits and pieces like that. But yeah, we sing together, we laugh together. We cry together. We cry together.
Oh,
We tell each other.
I
Amazing.
love that. No, but do you know what? That's what I love, because it's that sister. I know that some people take it for granted when they
Yeah.
do have that sisterly bond, but then there are others who they're estranged from their siblings. They don't have that kind of that
Connection.
bond, that connection. So
Mm.
it's so beautiful when you see it and you hear you guys say you cry together, you laugh together. So that means you're in that.
Yes. In that business.
As long as it's
And then
not
obviously,
weird, we're all right. You know, there's a couple of twins locally where we live, and it's a bit
oh
weird.
wow.
Yeah, so we look at them and we say, we are not going to be like
So there's a twin rivalry then. There's like a little, don't be like them.
Jeez,
yeah,
that's
no.
nuts.
You don't want it. It's nice for it to be sweet and loving, but not weird.
Okay, yeah. I feel you.
You know,
That's mad. But hold on a sec, guys. So I've heard obviously that some twins, right? They are like connected, like mentally, like do you guys like have that thing where it's like you could be doing something together and it's like you either finish each other's sentences or you're like,
always,
listen,
always.
I was literally about to do.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
All the time.
that's common. That happens every single day. I mean, I'll give you an example. We used to be in church. We was in church, and people used to say that when they saw us on stage or whatever, that we were raising our hand at the same time. We were doing some whatever movement or something that was identical. We had unbeknown to us. And I said, what? And they said, so do you do like a routine? And we're like, with your face. I'm like,
do you rehearse worship?
We don't rehearse. Do you rehearse raising your hand or whatever? No, we didn't. But so there's that, you know, that part of us that is very much connected genetically. Yeah.
Crazy.
So which makes us, it makes us do some things the same. Sometimes I can scratch my head literally, and she scratches her head the exact same place. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
That is
so
crazy.
It does happen.
So one of the questions obviously that we have is like, what is one of the like best things that you guys would say about being a twin? Like just one. It could be one each or it could be the same thing. I would love to go one each.
Yeah.
So I can get a bit of variety. But let us know one thing that you guys individually think is the best thing about being a twin.
Honestly, there's loads, guys. But there's loads. I would say the favour, and I was going to say that. Was it? Sorry. The favour and the discounts you get just for being twins.
Discounts you get, you know. No, you need to elaborate a little bit more.
So what do you mean? What do you mean?
What does that mean?
You get so much favour. Like you can go into a shop and people will be like, "You guys twins?" And we're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, you can have take some apples, or they'll give us 10% off, or they give us things."
No way.
We just get loads. It's fantastic. I love the favour. And also what I love about it is that you get people talk to you. That when I'm on my own, nobody may not talk to me, but when I'm with my sister, they will talk. They will ask you questions. Do you enjoy being twins? Do you this? Do you that? And like you say, you do often get like a bit of favour. People are really nice to you, and they will like, oh yeah, you can go in front of the person in the queue, or you can do. We just get those little type of things. Like, okay, no problem. I'm gonna receive it.
That is crazy.
I mean, do you remember that we had an incident? Remember in the station? Oh yeah. So we had an incident in the station where a guy was selling about 20 photos on the floor, and you came through. And she looked at these photos and picked 2 of these photos and went home. Then about half an hour later, I came through and went, "Oh, I love your photos." And the guy goes, "Oh, you're back again." And I was like, "What's he talking about?" "No, I'm not back again. I just came through." And he's like, "Oh." I said, "Oh, I love your photos." He goes, "Thank you." I said, "I'll have that one and that one." He goes, "Oh, why are you buying the same photos?" And it just didn't dawn on me that maybe Sherry had come through or whatever. But I said, "Yeah, I love them." He goes, "Oh, okay, cool. No problem. I'll give them to you for £5 instead of 10. I went, oh, you're nice, thank you. And then I go home and I go, Sherry, oh my God, I took some nice photos for the house. Look at these photos. And they were the exact two photos. We bought
Too
the
funny.
same photos. Same one. Freaky.
That is.
That's mad.
Those kind of stories are quite regular for us.
Yeah. I mean, we went to Barbados. We was going to Barbados and we was on the plane just because we were twins.
Yeah.
They were flooding us with wine.
Alcohol.
And they was just like, more drink, please.
Oh, don't say too much. My mum and dad might watch.
But yeah, I mean, that's the crux of it. It's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
So people fall in love with us and then they go, oh, can I have some drinks? Oh, I'll have some drinks. And I have this and that. So you get a lot of freebies, which is really.
The funny thing is, guys, when I'm on my own, I would get nothing. I'd have to pay full cost for everything.
Everything. Of
I'm
course.
on my own. I'm on the street. Nobody talks to me. Nobody says hello. I'm a non-entity.
Me
Wow.
too.
The moment she comes along or I come along and we're together, that's it.
Everybody's
Wow.
looking.
Access.
Spotlight.
You get access.
Immediate. Wow.
It is
So
quite
then-
amazing.
Do you use it to your advantage? Do you say, right,
Let's
I
go
want to
and
go
do this.
and do this. Let's do this because we know we're gonna get something.
Yes, we
Wielding that
do.
weapon,
We
boy.
work it. Yeah.
No
definitely.
way.
Okay, give us an example.
Okay,
Give us an
what
example.
do you mean?
Literally,
So
you
we
woke
went
up
to
and you're
buy-
like, go on.
So we went to buy a car.
Oh, yeah.
But
Gee.
we already had a conversation about buying our car. It was the car we got now. Said to Sherry, when we go to the the dealership, you act like money's tight and that you're watching the pennies. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna be like, hey, I want this car. Come on, let's get this car. So we're working together. To complete this mission. To complete this mission. Listen, and we went in there. So when the guy goes, just one, and she's going like, no,
Good cop, bad
I
cop.
want the car. And she's like, yeah, but money. I'm going, I want the car. And the guy's watching this whole thing going on. And we're working until the end. The guy said, all right. I said, come on. I want the car. I can persuade her to get the car if you just give it to us for this monthly price. Did we get it? Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna milk it. We're gonna work it.
Oh my
God.
That is funny.
That's
funny.
right. Someone said teamwork makes the dream work. That's right.
That's right.
That's mad. We need to go car shopping with you guys.
Yeah.
Listen. No. So yeah, most definitely.
Cool. All right, cool. So you've given us kind of like the best thing. So what would you say is like the worst thing about being a twin? Come on, hit us.
I think the worst thing is there's an element that you lose your own personal identity. And people will not see you as an individual. They will only see you as the twin entity. So that for me is the worst. So that's the worst. So if Sherry has a falling out with somebody, then naturally the person won't talk to me because they think that I'm not talking to them, and vice versa. Whereas I'd be like, I'd go to that and say, so what happened between you and Sherry to try and reconcile? But no,
it being twins is like, unfortunately, but it's like a brand.
Yeah, they see you as the same person.
As soon as they see that you're a twin, they automatically assume you should look alike, you should speak alike, you should say the same thing, you should wear the same clothes, you should wear the same lipstick, everything should be the same. And for us, ministry-wise, yes, we think that's really important, and we feel in a way we have to conform to that.
Yeah.
Because in our ministry name, it's Manna Twins, so that they are expecting to see twins.
Yeah.
But then it's the biggest thing for us, I think, is that I'm not Sherry when I'm with her.
Yeah.
She's not Joanne when she's with me. We are the twins.
Yeah.
Hi, twins. People don't say, hi, Sherry, hi, Joanna.
Right.
They say,
Wow.
hi, twins.
Or they don't
You know,
care to
Christmas
bother
cards
work
and
out your
birthday
name.
cards. That used to
The
be
twins.
a thing. I'll save money and I'll just get one card for the twins.
Rude.
We're individuals with like a card each.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, so that I would say.
So those are the type of thing I don't really like.
I mean, it can also have a good effect in the sense that I remember I was a team leader in church for one of our ministries, and they made me a team leader, and because of my commitment and how well and how good and blah 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 what I did, she joined the ministry and was immediately put in as a team leader, and that was simply because of who I was. So it has its benefit. Yeah.
So her record,
yeah,
her record of performance or work or whatever you want to call it, made them automatically think her sister's got to be the same.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, without being tested.
Yeah.
I
So
wasn't
just
even
no
tested.
merit, just straight in.
No. She could be absolutely hopeless, useless. But I mean, of course not. But they just automatically assume.
So that's the
good.
judgment.
If we're good twins, we're good twins. If we're bad twins.
So, okay, so
Exactly.
give us one more thing. Because obviously this whole
Well,
twinning thing, I think a lot of people see you guys, and some people probably see identical twins. And I think out of all the identical twins that I know, I think you guys are probably the most integrated in terms of your lives, because a lot of the twins that we know, they either have their separate lives, they're doing their own individual thing, but you guys are actually together, you live together, you do ministry together. So let us know one more thing that is like the worst thing about being a twin.
I mean, one of the things we've experienced as well is that it might be little to other people, but I remember being sick one day and not being, let's say at church. I wasn't at church that day, and people came up to Joe and said, "Hi, it's great seeing you both here today. It's fantastic." So I was like,
We're both not here.
"We're both not here." They said, "Oh no. You're here. I swear I saw both of you in church."
Yeah, I kissed you both, or I'm like,
assuming that we are both here together all the time, and I wasn't here that day. And people will just assume because they see one, they see
they see the other.
and it's sad because, I mean, it's understandable, but it's sad because sometimes we miss out on people, asking for you. Unless you're close to us or in our circle, you would know that one of them's not here.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I do understand it.
I don't think there's much that I dislike about it, apart from I think my biggest bugbear is that I've lost some of my identity. I don't know, but I don't know what it's like to have my own identity from that perspective. Because I've grown up with her beside me, so I don't know what it's like not to be a twin. I only know what it's like to be a twin. So and for other people, they can't comprehend some of that stuff. I can't comprehend not being a twin. I don't know what it's like to just. I don't know what it's like. So, but that, as I said, that's the only thing for me that I would say is my biggest bugbear about not what I don't like about being a twin.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everything else is great.
So what are you guys gonna do? Because obviously I'm gonna just speak from a Mandan perspective, innit? So for maybe some of the guys that are out there, some single guys that are out there who see you guys obviously being so integrated, like what happens when a guy comes in the midst of it? Do you know what I'm saying? Like how is that gonna work? Because obviously you don't know how to be a twin. How is that? How do you think you guys are gonna handle that transition? Because that must be like another level of competition. Is it? How does that work?
I think there was not an issue when I wasn't a so-called Christian, and I can't really. We both had boyfriends then. it wasn't an issue. So for me, I really don't think it's still going to be an issue, even though it hasn't happened yet from that perspective.
So,
I just think
hold on. Please. Take one, just pause. Before you go in, so I need to just backtrack. So when Christian, non-Christian, so on and so on, when there was boyfriends, there were times when the two of you were in relationships and those guys did not get mixed up, touch the wrong bum or nothing like that. Oh yeah. No. How did that play?
Jeez.
Please,
I can give you a story on that.
Come on. Tell us. We had I think it was our 25th. We had a birthday party, like a 25th of May one, and we had a house party, and it was at my sister's house. And, you wanted, those shebang ones back in the day. Sure.
And it was dark.
Dim light.
And dim light, and then you go into the kitchen, and where the food is at, so that's where all the light was. Everything else was dark in the room.
Yeah.
So obviously, I was with a fella then, and fella, innit? But I was with a guy then. I'm showing my age, fella. So I was with a guy, gentleman, and we was, with each other, whatever. And then I was in the kitchen, and I must have left. Sherry comes into the kitchen, and he groped her boob, and she goes, get off me! And it was because that night. It was our birthday. We were dressed in exactly the same. Our hair was the same. Our shape was the same.
So what do you guys expect, man? Come on, man. My heart goes out for the men them.
You can't tell the difference.
You to come and look in my face and check that you got the
No way. No, that's not fair though. That is not fair. Because how long were you with the guy? How does he know how to differentiate you?
You know what
in the dark.
His answer was, "Oh, don't worry, it felt the same anyway."
That's crazy.
I will never forget it.
That's crazy. Just grabbing, just double for your trouble, boy.
Over it.
Someone's going
true though. It's true. I mean, I remember not knowing who her guy was at first, and we arranged to meet, and
to introduce him to her,
him to me. And I got to the station. I'll never forget. It was at the station, and I don't know what he looks like now. Yeah. So I'm walking through the station, and this guy comes and just grabs my hand like that. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Really loud. And he's like, Joe, calm down, Joe, calm down. I'm just trying to boo you. What's going on? My name is Joe. My name is not Joe. But when he said that, I knew he must have been.
Then he said, "It's Terry." Oh.
Well, he said his name. He said his name.
Long time ago.
Long time ago.
If you're listening, my brother, it's all right. It's all right. We got you, man. We got you.
Yeah. So he did, and then about half an hour later, I came through. So I came through about half an hour later, and he was like, "Oh my God, you were telling the truth." I said, "Yeah. Why would I lie about being a twin?"
Yeah.
Because he didn't really believe I was a twin because we were quite new at that time. So.
Yeah. I mean, I remember signing up to a dating agency, and she was also signed up to this dating agency, and this guy talking to me and stuff like that, and he said to me, "Are you telling me the truth?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, why have you got 2 pages?" I'm like, "I don't have 2 pages." So he snapped it and says, "Here's your other page."
Wow.
And oh, that's my twin sister. So I mean, it comes in all shapes and forms. You just don't even think that somebody is even looking that deeply.
But for me, I then thought, right, if someone else could do that, and she could miss out, or I could miss out on a potential person.
Okay.
So what I did, I came off for a while, so
Wow.
that if she stayed on,
Yeah.
so that if any opportunities came and rise, she gets those opportunities. And then I came off and I thought, well, if she finds somebody, then she can go off and I'll go back on or whatever. So those are the kind of things as a twin, like we were definitely not competing there, but I want to make sure I'm helping her complete herself.
Yeah.
So when we were on there, but when we were on there together, I would be like, I suppose the competing side would be, did anybody talk to you today? How many ways did you get? We had this little, we call it like an unspoken competing.
Yeah.
Wow. Come on, talk about it. Talk about it.
Yeah, we had like an unspoken competing, but we had an outspoken completing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what.
No, you need to say that again. You need to say that again. That was poetry, man. That was
we
poetry.
most definitely have an unspoken competing.
Yeah.
But we have an outspoken completing.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so tell us one of the things that are unspoken that you guys categorically know that you, like, without saying it, you guys are just like, you're just matching each other. You're trying to outdo each other a little bit. You're trying to be like, get away, girl. Like,
you know those ones that secretly looking at each other's answers.
Just like,
we're both doing
studying
at the moment, studying for Bible college, and and we have to do assignments and stuff like that. So when we're working on our assignments, there's this atmosphere in the house. And there's this pressure. If she gets up to go and get a book, what's she looking for? Or she might ask me questions. Did David do this? And I'm like, why is she asking? Did David do that? And if she gets up, I'm just, so there's this
unspoken competing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's quite funny actually. So I'll go, so have you nearly finished? Or how far have you got? Or and so
what's your word count?
So we're just seeing as you do.
Well, I'm nearly finished, and she's like,
oh, okay. So we're not saying that we're competing, but it's definitely unspoken and it's there.
It's definitely you know when you can feel an elephant in the room. It's not an elephant, but you can feel the spirit of competition.
But it's fun. It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's aimed at. I think it's aimed at pushing us. Like we're waiting for an assignment.
Yes, healthy
competition. And I know she's not said it to me, and I have not said it to her. But I know we are desperate to get those out. Who is going to get the higher mark?
It is. When we get them back, that is going to be the first question. What's your mark?
Yeah. So do you feel like you have a scorecard against each other to say, right, she got higher than me in this one, but I got higher than her in this one? Who's gonna be?
I mean,
like your driving test. Like your driving test. How many minors did one person get, and how many minors did the other person?
Who
passed
first? I don't think we go that. I mean, we will want to know what the score is. 100%.
This happened all through
school,
isn't it? That happened all through school.
Yeah.
We 100% needed to know who, what mark did you got. That was all through school. We was in majority of the same classes. What did you get? What did you get? What did you get? And there was like, I'll be like, oh, I'll beat you again. I'll beat you again. Okay, I used to win the most though. Sherry, please. You did not used to win. No, exam-wise, no way.
Oh,
Please.
I love it. I love it.
It's deep.
I love it. Okay, so I think, right, one of the questions that is probably on every person's mind that's watching, right? Anybody who grew up or was around the 80s or the 90s must have watched that film, The Parent Trap.
Yeah.
So, have you guys used your twin element to cheat or get one up on someone or take the mickey or confuse someone whilst you
Or
guys were
trick your
growing up?
parents.
Like, did you take each other's exams?
Any
Did you
of
trick your parents, or did they always know who was who?
Yeah.
Come on, talk to us.
Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. I love my dad because he's the best dad in the whole wide world.
But he
But
ain't
you
got
still
a
don't
clue.
know.
Hasn't.
He ain't got a clue.
No
ain't-
way.
Hey,
Seriously.
Are you
I mean,
serious?
no.
What,
he
even till
don't-
today?
No, he struggles today. If I
No
say who am I,
way.
you will have a look and go, no, I know who it is. I know which one you are. I know which one you are.
Like, I had a red
Oh,
car.
Dad,
and she
come
had
on.
Bless
Yeah,
him.
bless him. I had a red car. She had a blue car, and he would go like this. Are you the one with the blue car?
Oh,
Are
you
you the one with the red car? And it was he associated Sherry with red car and
Okay.
JoJo
With
the
blue.
car, and that's
Wow.
how he knew how he could do it. So yeah, Dad was easy to trick.
But my mum
Wow.
never.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
My
mum
mum
always
knew
knew,
our
man.
voices. She knew our voices. You couldn't trick her.
Yeah.
She knew. So
See,
yeah. And my sisters were the same. My sisters would never be fooled by us. They know our voices.
Wow.
They know exactly.
Yeah.
But my dad was just one that really struggled with it. Bless his heart.
And still does.
And still does.
That's
We're giving
crazy.
him
That's
some grace. We're giving him some grace.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, tricked. Yeah. I mean, we even tricked. I remember. I'm sorry, forgive me, but we tricked our bishop one time.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
He fell
Yeah,
for
we
it,
tricked him
man.
one time.
Sorry,
And it
Bishop.
was, yeah, sorry, Bishop. It was up. I remember.
You have to
because,
share what happened.
I was working for him, and we was in church, and he went up to Joe and said, "Oh, would you mind doing this for me?" And John's like, "No,
No.
I ain't doing that." And he's like, he was, could you go upstairs and just blah 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 blah?
No.
And John's like,
No,
"No."
you have to do it yourself.
Now she's doing it on purpose to just see how far she can take it. And this,
And I was serious.
and he asked several, sorry, Bishop. And he told, he was saying, he was asking, I don't understand. Why won't you go and do it? I'm not doing it, Bishop. I'm just not.
Not today. Not today.
I don't feel like it. She said, I don't feel
So I
like
was having a
So now
right attitude. Getting back. Why is she talking like this? Why is she behaving like this? And I'm just keeping this facade up. And I was going in. I was being really rude. Really rude. And inside, I'm busting up.
Oh
Until
my
someone had
God.
to shout out, "No, stop. He can't manage it. Stop. He said, no, that's Joe. And then someone shouted out, "No, don't, that's Joe." And listen, I run. Bishop was coming after me. It was
But
so
you know the good thing about that story? It was so fun. He said to us, "You know what? That's going to never happen to me again."
Yeah.
He said, "I
Wow.
can't not know who is working."
Who is who? Right,
Yeah.
come on.
And it was amazing. I remember people say to us, "What? How do we tell the difference?" and all that kind of thing. And I remember someone saying, "You know what? I've learned to do study the one. Just study one. And when you don't see those features
that you've
then
studied,
you know it's not that
that's the
Yeah.
other
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
So that's the trick, guys.
True.
Yeah.
It's true. That is so crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is so
I'm actually
crazy.
picturing that happening.
Yeah.
Bishop would have been
man.
vexed, boy.
It was a lot.
I'm a good
We're
actress.
saying it nice.
Oh man.
I was a good actress.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So time is going. It's getting. We still got real juicy ones to get through. So here's my question to you guys: have people ever made you feel like they are celebrating one of you and not celebrating the other? So almost making you feel like you are now competing against each other.
Yes, I remember when Joe lost some weight, and everybody was going up to her and saying how amazing she looks and blah 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 blah, and then they would look at me
Oh,
and like say, you need to get off board, love, and
Oh no.
and
Yes,
and it cut deep because you could. I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
So happy for her, but I'm also jealous of her. Yeah.
Come on.
I want her to do her best and be her best. But yeah, I was jealous. I can't even say I was jealous because they were leaving me out completely, and I felt it. I absolutely felt it. It was hard. It was hard.
But I think for me, when she got picked, say for so someone called her to do some CVs for her, but didn't call me. So that's when. Now that's when that for me is really competitive. That's when I felt jealous, and when I would think, then you have to look in yourself and say, but why did they pick her and not me? You know, and it was difficult because you do have an initial jealousy, but then I had to get to a place where I'd be like, process what's happening here. They asked her because she was a soprano. You're not a soprano. They may have had other altos. They didn't need you. But initially it was, but why did they choose her and not me? So things like that can sometimes, ignite the the competitive side, because you then start to think, what's wrong with me? Am I not good enough? You then start thinking about, obviously, does that mean that she's better than me? So you question all these things, and and you have all these doubts in your mind. And if it's happened more than once, and they pick her and that happened and not me, I definitely was doubting myself, my ability, and I thought, well, they see her clearly better than me. So those are the difficult times. But again, I would urge, if there's siblings that then have that stuff, you've got to process the information. You've got to process it and make sure, be realistic about what's happening. For me, they didn't need me because I was a different soprano. I wasn't a soprano. I wasn't a strong, and that's okay, because she's strong there. I'm strong in another place. It just sometimes means you just got to deal with it. And and I think growing up in life has taught me so much things, and us as an entity of twinness, you've got to learn to know there's going to be times when people are going to not need you, and they're going to need just this stuff. And they're going to need me, and they're not need skills. And exactly, their skill sets are different. So man, it's hard.
Deep. That's so deep.
Thanks for sharing.
So deep.
People don't do it on purpose, but they will try and cause a division. Competing this for us means division. Or on opposite sides, and when you got people saying things like, oh, so you're the big twin. Like, what are the differences? They might say, what are your main differences? Oh, right, and then they'll stand and they'll start processing, and the first thing they might say is that, oh, you're the fatter one, or you're the bigger one, and
wrong.
If we don't shut that down, together. Completing is a partnership, and if we don't shut that down together, then it causes
a competitiveness even between us.
Correct. So and that's happened where people are, how come twice? Or they might say, oh, Jo does better makeup. She edges me probably about that much on the makeup thing, but and that's happened where loads of people have actually asked her to do their makeup, and they haven't asked me. And there's been times when I felt jealous that they've never asked me.
Right, I get you.
I mean, and it hurts, but I think I've understood that it's not done on purpose, and I'm happy. And at the end of the day, I have to say, you know what? If they're choosing her, it's because she's skilled to do it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And I'm happy for her.
And it's really a case of not forcing. We have to be careful that we don't allow people to force us to compete.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Yes.
things like that with comments and stuff that will then force us into competing.
Yeah.
So we have to put a hold on it and make sure if that's what people want to do, let them. But we have to know that we don't allow that to happen to us, because then we don't want to fall out. We don't want to. So we've got to be very, very careful about what seeds people sow into us. As in the twin state, as sisters, as siblings, as you know, of the brand. So we've got to be very, very careful.
So have you guys ever had to like shut something down when you sensed that somebody was trying to like have you guys one up on each other? Where you've been like, look, I can see what you're doing, and for that reason, no. Either we're not doing the gig or we're not doing what it is that you asked us to do. No.
We just say it's not happening, and we know what you're doing, and we're out of here. We're not going to take that on board. We're not going to receive that. And this is where we become together. We complete each other. And we're out. We're out.
Because if she's hurting, I hurt.
Yeah.
If I hurt, she hurt, and I don't want no one. You know, she's my best mate. She's my best advocate. And if somebody hurts her, I feel that hurt. It's the same with you guys. You're married, same thing. You feel the hurt, and we feel it as sisters. And we anything where we feel this. Hang on, if we feel uncomfortable in any shape or form, where we feel that someone's trying to play us against each other, it gets closed down straight away. Guys, not involved. We something like that. Anything to do with our weight or anything like that, or somebody says, "Oh, you're the fat one. You're trying to get us to react." Then we just shut it down. Say, "Nice to meet you guys," and we bounce.
We're gone.
Can you think of a time, or can you just tell us basically how you guys complete one another? How you are each other's biggest fan? How you celebrate each other? What do you do basically?
I think for me, you can say something different, but I think for me, I had a really painful season of my life where I was really depressed, and I was being bullied and at work, and it was an extremely intense time for me, and I will never forget this lady right here built me up. She completed me. She built me up when I didn't want to wake up. She spoke to me. She spoke the word to me. She told me I could do it. She told me I could get another job. She told me that's not who you are. She built me until I began to get strength again. And I will never forget that. Whew. And you know, it taught me how important our relationship is, and it doesn't matter how people see it. They might think, oh, they're a bit weirdly always together. Or whatever. I know why. She's my biggest actor. I'm her biggest actor. I know what she's been through. She knows what I've been through. She's seen me in my darkest hour, and she's seen me in my most exciting time. It's how she completed me was that. And the good thing about it, because I can see myself in her, even visually, it was a way of also getting myself together. Come on, there's stuff for me to do here. It's like when you have two children, they say the children that have more than one sibling grows quicker and starts to learn quicker. Because she was there in front of me, I was able to strive to look at, okay, I can get like her again. I can be like her again. I can be happy again. So yeah, for me, that's where she completed amazing.
I think as well in that dark time is that you know, you've just got to. You don't want to see your sibling like that. I don't want to see my friend like that.
Yeah.
So it's just an automatic response, and the automatic response was, I've got to pull my sister out of this dark place because I didn't know even who she was. It wasn't the person I knew. This not the twin sister that was with me for all these years. I don't know this person that is crying. I don't know this person that is broken. I don't know this person that doesn't even know her worth. I don't know this person. I was like, you've got to, I don't know who this person is, and it's not who she was. So I kept on having to remind her who she was. And so that there that there is what you do as siblings, and I would do that for my good friend, my best friend. I would do that for my other siblings. That's what I would do, because I would expect them to do that for me. So it's just like, it's a love thing. It's not even a twin thing. That's a love thing.
Amazing. I love that. I love that.
I think she's when she said to me, do you know what, I'm thinking of doing a blogging page, and I was like, yeah, go for it. But who's gonna listen to me? I said, I will. And so I'm her biggest fan. And you know what was so amazing? She managed to do what I wasn't able to do. She ended up putting this page out, loads of people. She got 1,000 followers in 2 months. And it took me 2 years to get 1,000 followers on my jewelry page.
So there was a bit of competition there.
So, I mean, we have this little banter about how many followers on our
pages.
But that's what I love about our blogging page. It's different. It has nothing to do with her, but I'm her greatest fan, and she's done it and she does it well. I can't do it the way she does it, and
like her jewelry page, I can't make jewelry like that. What I do, I support small businesses there. So I will support her business, and I will tell her to keep going. I will tell her, get creative and get more ideas. Do this, do that. I will sometimes say, I've got this thing in my mind. Can you make it for me? And she puts it up, and then 10 other people then want the same thing. So it's an amazing thing. I'm proud of her. She's proud of me. But why we love it so much is because it's our own. It's something that we do separate to each other. That we can call our own. And so that's what. Good. But yet we can still complete each other, even though they're separate things that we do. So
that's amazing. I mean, I think one of the things that I'm kind of picking up is that is really about understanding each other's strengths and weaknesses. Because I think even sometimes we talk about it obviously from the perspective of romantic relationships, but even within siblings and any type of relationship, is understanding each other to a place where we know what buttons, what things really affect us. And sometimes that vulnerability, we sometimes lose that because of this whole completing thing, because sometimes the completing thing weighs higher than the vulnerability, and that vulnerability side is so important, because it's only in that place that you really begin to see the person. And I think when we begin to allow ourselves to be vulnerable, not only to our spouses or our siblings, but just in general, you know what I mean? Still guarding ourselves, because obviously you don't want to just open up your business to any and anyone. But get into a place of maturity when we understand that about the other person, and understand that, look, nobody's perfect. Do you get what I'm saying? And sometimes we fall, but blessed is a man who falls but has somebody to pick them up. Do you understand? So I love that. I love that.
I mean, I think sibling rivalry as well is very much there with most siblings. And it doesn't necessarily mean the rivalry. Yeah, thanks. It has to be negative. It can be positive too, if that makes sense. It's not that you've just got to. There's a rivalry, but it's the unspoken positive rival. I've got to make
keeps
sure
you on your toes.
good. I've got to keep doing it, and it's more like that for us. Some people say rivalry, but for me, it's not a unhealthy rivalry. It's more of a I push her, she pushes me. It's more like that. So it's different. It is. And you know what? People have told us, other sisters have told us that they've seen us, watched us, and we remind them what they don't have with their siblings. And so it gives us an opportunity to speak to them and encourage them, and they begin to just release what happening between them, and they say, I don't get on with my sister, I don't, and we've got more siblings, we've got other siblings, and growing up for them may have been difficult because they always had to be dealing with the fact that they've got twin sisters. And that when my mum and dad was out and we're all out, most people would be like, the twins, and totally
dismiss the others.
Totally dismiss them. So they had another challenge all by themselves in regards to that. We were young, we didn't want that kind of attention, but there was nothing we could do. Twins gives you that type of attention. So
deep.
So there can be rivalry like that, but you've got to learn how to deal with it. You just got to deal with it.
I mean, we're not, we're not perfect.
No.
And we don't like each other sometimes. And I'm keeping it real. Sometimes we don't like each other.
Big time.
And
hello.
We've had moments where we haven't spoken
like a week.
For a week. We've
What?
We've had moments where we haven't spoken for about a week,
and we're in the same house.
Yeah. And that has happened, but the majority of the time we're best friends. We get on, but I'd be lying if I said to you that
it's all
great all the
time. It's not.
There's
things she does that I don't like, and there's things I do that.
Like she leaves the cupboard doors open.
She turns all the switches off.
She gets upset to take all the switches off. But I'm trying to generate a lower bills. So that's the reason I switch everything off. This one she gets vexed because when she comes to use the kettle, it's off.
You press
but I said to her, you're getting practice for your husband because you never know there might be things that he don't say.
You know what? I love it because you know what? There's so much truth in that. In the fact that although I think everyone kind of assumes, well, you know each other, you've been around each other forever, so you would be fine with each other. You would always get along, but you are two different people.
Absolutely.
You see differently. And just to go back to what you said, CeCe, about when you were in your dark moment, and the fact that when you were looking at Jo, she looks like you. And that even just seeing her going out, doing something is that inspiration that you can do this, because you're actually physically seeing. It's like looking in the mirror, but you know it's not you, but you can see, I can get up, I can do this. And then I guess at the same time for you, JoJo, actually seeing your sister hurting like this, you're kind of like, nah, to see it's almost like you're looking at yourself in the mirror in that deep place, just like in so much pain. You're just like, I can't deal with how this is making you feel. It's not even me that's in this place, but it looks like it's me that's in this place. And that is almost like where you would snap out of it, kind of to say, whatever I have to do to get my sister out of this.
Any means necessary.
And it just goes back to, like how you guys continue to press forward, how you guys continue to say, right, every day I'm gonna support you, I'm gonna do this for you, because you're literally seeing, it's almost like you're feeling it being done to yourselves.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. It was a lot like that. It was.
We have the same surname, and so if we have the same name, if I'm going through a dark patch, she's going through a dark patch. Simple as that. And if people treat me badly, they're treating her badly. People treat me well, they'll treat her well.
Yeah, and
there's no separation because of how people see us.
Yeah,
of course,
and it can be powerful and wonderful, when it's great and going in your favor. But when it's horrible and dark and nasty and horrible, it's not nice to feel that she's being dealt with the same way, and it's got nothing to do with her. Do you know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with her, but because we share the same we was in the womb together, we looked together. She's also going to be afflicted by the same issue. It's
life.
crazy.
Life, but life will throw these things at you, and you've got to just be strong with it and know, you know, that you've got a God in heaven on your side, people are on your side, your family's on your side, and you've just got to keep going with it. And you know, it's always, when anybody's in a difficult situation, it's never, you don't have answers. Most of the time we don't know who we are when we're going through these things, because you're then finding out who you are, what you can manage, what pressures you can take, how strong you are, how weak you are. So you have to constantly almost examine, who am I? And that's what she was doing. And at the same time, I was like, I don't even know who she is, because she was this vibrant person, loud, always cheeky, always the person in our family that knows that, boy, she's got the cheekiest mouth, the feisty mouth. And yet this person, that person had gone on holiday or something. We didn't know who was before us. It was such a weird season.
Yeah, it was.
It was such a weird season.
So then, well, it's good to have you back, and I think that's just testament to what it is to keep pushing, to keep fighting through hard times, and why, you know, it's so important to have that person that's by your side, to have your back, to be your biggest cheerleader. So I guess this is probably going to be one of our last questions. But do you have any advice for either other twins or other siblings, or just individuals really, on how to find your identity even though you look identical?
Yeah, I mean, for me,
It's a great question.
100% find your, I mean, my career pushed her away, in the sense of she couldn't own that. It wasn't Manna Twins, it wasn't the twins, it wasn't CeCe and JoJo, it wasn't Sherry and Joanne, it was me, it was mine. My career allowed me to be who I was. So it's finding something that is unique to you. We were desperate to do that so that people knew that we don't just always come as a package. And as lovely as the package is, and it gets us favor, and it does all those things, and it gets us discounts and all kinds of things, we still lack something. We're still missing something, and that was being accepted as CeCe, accepted as JoJo. So my advice is to find what makes you tick as an individual, and do it, because you always know that person beside you is going to be your biggest fan anyway. So yeah, that's my advice.
Yeah, I think that it's, as I said before, that sisters and siblings or whatever can be, you can either be extremely close or extremely far apart. I know many sisters that are close, and I know siblings that are far apart. I even know twins that don't even speak. So it's a very sad place to be. So for me, I would just encourage you to talk about your differences. Try to understand. One of my sisters said to us, growing up, they always felt that people made a fuss of me and my sister, me as the twins, and not them. And but one of them said, but for me, you guys made a fuss of me. So being that they were our big sisters, or she was our big sister, and we were like, okay, you know what it's like, that's my big sister, that's my big sister. Yeah. So for them, and particularly the one who said it to us, she was like, yous were my fans. So it didn't matter what anybody else felt. And that's how she dealt with the fact that it didn't matter that people made a fuss of us, because she was saying they don't even get most of the fuss. They're not asking for it. It's not their fault. So I know that what they mean to me, and I know what that I mean to them. So that's how you do it. So with other sisters and stuff, you really do have to talk about what the issues is, even as painful as it can be. If you have to go to counselling, you should go to counselling.
Yeah.
You know, if you have to, you've got to do what you've got to do so that you're always maintaining. Because honestly, sibling rivalry can be not nice.
Yeah.
As I say, you know, all walks of life of it, and I just think that I just encourage people to, you know, thrash it out, get it out in the open, because you'll find that it's probably something so simple, or it could be something you didn't even know that you're doing, and you just need to thrash it out.
Yeah, and I love what you said. I mean, I can see Barbara's comment about you guys possibly counselling other siblings and twins and things like that. And I think that even the concept of that is fantastic, whereby it just allows people to kind of speak to people who are managing this similar situation and succeeding at it. So you could share, well, this is how we've been through this, and so on and so on. I know even a friend of mine, she heard that you guys were going to be on the show last week. She was like, oh my gosh, I'm definitely tuning in. I've got twin girls. I need to find out the nuggets of what like this whole season is like, because obviously her girls are little, and obviously you guys are grown. So it's kind of like, okay, so, you know, what can I pick up? What can I glean from what you're saying to really help me support my girls as they're growing up? So I think it's definitely a testament to what you ladies have achieved over the years.
Absolutely.
That you haven't fallen out and you haven't gone separate ways. That you actually love each other, support each other, be each other's keeper, be each other's biggest advocate and fan. And I think, you know, like, even though you've identified, okay, sometimes this is your strength, sometimes this is her strength, sometimes this is where she is not so great, but you're not gonna like berate her for that. You're actually gonna say, okay, cool, I don't like it when you keep turning that off, but I get why you're doing it, and it's for the greater good.
Did you hear that?
I understand.
You know what I've got to tell you guys? When we fight, we know when it's really bad, because the person says, you always do that.
Wow.
Right there, that's a common marriage issue right there.
Listen, mate, always. We should just have a subject and just say always.
You
That's
always
it.
do that.
Always.
Because it's built up.
You might never hear about it. I remember we was in the car one time, we got at the time, and she couldn't find something, and she said, well, you must have moved it. You must have moved it. And I said, I didn't move it. You must have moved it. And then she went, oh, it's here. And I went, oh, you always do that. And she's like, always.
A bit deep. Always.
And there are things where we don't actually, sometimes I don't say it to her, even though she might do it. And there are some things sometimes, it's not worth the argument. It's not worth it. You know, like,
you're preaching.
You're preaching. On.
No, I won't keep the switches on. I will keep the bills low by switching off everything.
I love it.
Amazing.
But you know what? Even in that, it's the growth, it's the accepting, it's the challenging, but still supporting. It comes as a package, and nothing is unworked. Everything, you have to work for it. So for the relationship that works for you guys, you're still working at it to make sure that, you know, you guys are able to live and not kill each other and still celebrate each other and still move forward. Because at the end of the day, you may fall out and then somebody says, yeah, I want you two to come and sing for me. And you're just like, well, we have to.
Hello.
We gotta talk.
We can talk. We got stories about that kind of stuff.
We got stories about that.
I mean, that's one of the things that we have actually, you know, when we're ministering out, or anyone asks us to minister and we're going out, we are adamant we must never fight. Really, of how it can come across, and I think people can see when there is division, and even a little argument. Like, if we feel anything's trying to brew in the car or anything like that, we just
shut it down. We're going to minister. Shut that down.
Because it's just, we don't play with that area, and we We don't
See.
ever want that to be prominent or somebody see it. They've been arguing now, man. They're off key. We would never ever want that. So we would shut it down.
Yeah.
We don't play. We don't play with
Or we'll
it.
say, you know what, leave that right there. We'll come back to it. Right
Yeah.
now, we've got a job to do.
Yeah, we're on a
Yeah.
mission. Yeah,
So-
to complete something.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
So,
can't.
so,
But yeah,
so
we
has
can do
there
it.
so has there been a time where that standard has slipped and you guys have had a little before you ministered?
Yeah, and we have to shake it off and
Yeah.
pray and everything and say, come on, we can't go out like that.
Yeah.
You won't minister right like that. So
Totally.
we'd be like,
We're
no.
laughing because we've had some
Yeah.
beefs, boy.
Listen,
Real beef
It's no joke.
I get it, guys. It has.
Yeah.
It has. And you
on the
really
way
gotta-
to somewhere.
Listen. Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Arguments on the way. You have to, when
You
you
have to
get there.
do
You have to, yeah.
And then you've sung sometimes, you've done it, and it's been so bad, and you can only
Oh,
say
wow.
it's down to the
Yeah,
pair of us
yeah,
and our
yeah,
bad.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
So
true.
you have to just keep it
It's
real
true.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
just how
sometimes it
is
goes
sometimes.
well, and then you're so humbled because God comes in and
And then you're like-
shut up the place, and you're like,
Seriously,
You're
God.
like,
humble yourself,
God, you're good. You hide
Exactly.
every
Yeah.
mess.
You hide
Yeah.
that madness.
You
And
hide the madness and the mess, and still permit us to minister and be a
Listen.
blessing. Gotta keep it
Wow.
real, guys. Gotta keep it
But
real.
we on the way to the in the car don't speak the whole way. It's crazy. It's happened. It's happened.
Yeah, it's happened.
Not
Yeah.
a lot, but it has happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
good.
fun.
Growing.
Not fun.
To growing.
Yeah.
definitely.
But
Guys,
yeah.
awesome stuff. I think
Thank you.
ultimately, this whole segment has kind of just reminded me about how important it is to know your purpose, because I think
Yeah.
with this
Yeah.
competing and completing, that's really kind of the foundation of what we're trying to get to. Because I think once you know, like we've been talking about strengths and weaknesses, but
Yeah.
also knowing who you are in the
Yeah.
midst of it. And I think that's why we wanted to get you on the show, because I think you guys being identical and speaking the way that you have spoken just shows people how important it is, even if you're not a twin, but just how
Yeah.
important it is to know who you are.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
although you guys may be twins, but that twinning scenario may be your life, your family, your your career. It could be it could represent so many things, so many distractions,
Yeah.
that we now need to turn it and be like, look, this is still who I am. Do you understand? I need to
Yeah.
know who I am in the midst of this
Yeah.
thing, so that I can shine as that light.
That's
Do you understand?
right,
to the
that's
people
right.
who are around me. And you guys, man, love you guys,
Absolutely
man.
fantastic.
Awesome
Aw,
stuff.
we love you too. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
So guys,
Thanks
if you
for
haven't
having us.
already, go check out their page, go subscribe, just do everything. Like, share, do the most. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Share your handles again, please, ladies.
Yes, your blog and
So
your
for Manna
group.
Twins, all the normal social media, Twitter, Facebook,
And your
Instagram,
jewelry.
all under Manna Twins. And then for my my jewelry page, it's Y Designs by CeCe, and my personal page. Sorry, but that's just people that I actually know.
Whoops. And if you would like to go over to my blogging page, it is
Yeah.
JoJo Loves to Blog It. There's some
Amazing.
wonderful ideas around the house and all sorts of things. So yeah, follow me. We love to see you over there.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank you for
guys
having us,
so
guys.
much.
Thanks
Bye,
for having us.
Okay,
Thanks
Instagram.
everybody. Thank you, Instagram family.
Sorry about all
So
of the
you guys hold
problems.
on. Instagram, see you guys later. Thank you guys for connecting. This is Two Love Collective, straight to the point. Next week, we have the journey so far.
Yes.
And what's our topic?
Dating to courtship.
From dating
From
to
dating to
courtship.
courtship.
So make sure you tune in
Nice.
every Tuesday, 9 p.m. We're going to be there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. This broadcast is basically going to be going out hopefully tomorrow if I can get it out, so that you guys can watch, because I know we probably lost a few people with the technical difficulties and coming on and off Instagram. But make sure you go to our YouTube page, follow these amazing ladies. We're going to send out all of their handles as well on YouTube as well, so that you can go and get your jewelry, get some tips for around the house as well with JoJo's vlogs. And yeah, man, just support each other and just move forward. All right, guys. So thank you, Instagram.